I
Yes,
want
ma'am.
all of you to go all in and do whatever it takes to improve your communication and take your life to the next level. I want students of commitment. Please put a yes in the chat box if you are here as a committed person. If you're only here as an interested person, it's not going to happen. So please ask yourself and answer this question as honestly as possible. Are you committed or are you interested? And there are four ways in which we communicate. Please write this down. Four ways that a human being communicates. First, through our energy. Energy. And here is something you need to understand. Energy cannot lie. I read people's energy. I can tell by their energy that the person is authentic and sincere. Are they genuine or not? And I do this with my students too. The second way we communicate is through our body. How we walk, how we carry ourselves, what we wear. That's the second way we communicate, through our body. The third way, through our tone, Tone, tonality, tone. Fourth way, through our words. Now, here's an interesting study. 97% of your communication is by the top three: energy, your body language, and your tone. That's 97. Up to 97% of your communication is just those three things. Only 3% of your communication is words. Let me give you an example of this. Dr. Manmohan Singh. Compare Dr. Manmohan Singh's potential and credentials to Modi's credentials. Please do. Now tell me, who was more influential? Modi. But who was more educated? Manmohan Singh. What happened? What happened? Manmohan Singh did not have the energy, did not have the charisma, did not have the body language, did not have the tone to be able to influence people. Despite his education, despite his technical knowledge, he never became as powerful as Modi. You might want to note this down. If you believe that this is true, put a yes in the chat box. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who have the most knowledge, but the ones who are able to influence people, have slightly above average technical capability, but exceptional communication skills. Write this formula: slightly above average technical capability plus exceptional communication skills. People have a lot of fears. People have a lot of fears, and one of the topmost fears is the fear of public speaking. There's actually a technical term, you can write it down, it's glossophobia. Why are we so afraid of speaking publicly? Exceptional communicators do not memorize their speeches. Please write this down. Exceptional communicators do not memorize their speeches. I've told this in my classes too. They rehearse them, but they don't memorize them. The whole idea that you speak from experience rather than from your memory. The other problem is that if you are engaging your audience and you're memorizing everything, it makes you look like an unnatural speaker. I may not be one of the best speakers, but that's not the whole idea. What I want to do is every time I speak in front of you, I want to be able to speak from my experience. I want to inspire and transform people through my experience. I never memorize my speeches. I want to speak from experience. Please make this point. It is very important that you speak about things that you have experienced and reflected on. Experienced and reflected on. You don't talk about things that you've never experienced and you've never reflected on them. You're just memorizing them off the hook. No. You'll always come across as fake, unnatural. So we actually teach you how to unlock this nervous system so that the blood goes back to the brain and you can perform naturally when you are on the stage. If you actually watch a school debate, it looks very unnatural when the school children are debating. It's absolutely unnatural because these students, they've just memorized what they're going to say. It's not engaging at all. You're sitting in the audience. I'm invited as a guest to some of these school debates. And I would not say this to the students, but I'm telling it to you. They sound so unnatural because they have memorized their speeches. There is no passion, there is no energy. It's called embodiment, embodying your message. I've never talked about anything in my life that I've never experienced. This is incredibly important. You will always sound natural and charismatic when you're talking about things that you have experience about, that your body has experienced. You have physically experienced those things. You have emotionally experienced those things. Because then what happens is this whole memory gets logged in the body and in the brain. It's like typing your PIN number or your password on your laptop. So many of us don't even know what our password is. But the moment we sit in front of the keypad, we know what to type in. The fingers have memory. The body has memory. Your brain has memory. And that's what we want to tap into when you speak publicly, because then you sound a lot more natural and charismatic. When we can communicate well, a lot of things will happen. You will solve problems faster. You will make better decisions. You will be more productive. You will be more consistent. You will be having stronger business relationships. You will have better control over your life. And you will have an enhanced professional image. Why do you think I chose to dress up today? Remember, after energy, the second thing which communicates who you are is your body, your posture, your walk, plus what you put on your body. All of this stuff that you put on the body says something about you. It speaks about your social awareness. It tells people whether you take yourself seriously or not. If I'm not serious about my appearance, what I'm basically saying is, I don't care what people think about me. I don't even know whether people think or not. Well, you might say, oh, please don't judge the book by the cover. But please understand, it's absolutely true about human psychology. People always make assessments about people's appearances subconsciously within seconds. So why would you develop all this technical capability? And then, when it comes to presentations and body language, why would you let yourself down?